I actually had a couple boxes, and my husband said, I'm not carrying anymore, so pick and choose. All right. Title of my prop box is Dramatic Play Camping. And the goals and objectives I took right from the Early Childhood Standards of Quality for Pre-Kindergarten. Children show how they feel, what they think, and what they are learning through dramatic play. And children show increasing invention and imagination in their work and play in all areas of curriculum. That was from Approaches to Learning. Children will gain valuable skills while exploring and playing with the objects in this prop box. In addition to number 4 and 3, I said children will develop and improve their intellectual, social, emotional, and physical growth. Children's creative development, and they'll improve their creative development and improve as they use the objects in this prop box because they'll develop more complex scenarios and plays. That was taken from one of our goals and objectives. Okay, let's see. Okay, how would they express? Okay. You just want me to start taking things out?
Yep, that's
okay.
fine.
Some of the things I put on there, I put, this is our blanket. Let's see. Again, you could use a sheet. My stepdaughters, we camp a lot, and they would always want to play camping, so they go in the basement, and they take a sheet and they drape it over the table, like a square table, round table, so they crawl underneath it, and it makes a perfect tent. And they're twins, so of course each person had to have, I had a double of everything, so they had to have 2 tents. So this could be their tent. Of course, this would be the grass, the green sheet they lay on the bottom for the grass. Let's see. I brought in a little cooler. This is something we actually take when we're out like hiking. We have a little tiny cooler. There's so much stuff, of course, with camping, as you know. Plates, oven mitt, pot holders, tablecloth. Let's see what else. First aid kit, which has, of course, our environmental print, our bug repellent, our sunscreen, our Band-Aids, our hand cleaner. Like I said, you could have gone on and on and on with camping like she did here. Can opener, let's see, lantern. I put lantern under a vocabulary word because I remember my 8th graders, we were reading a story about Florence Nightingale, and they didn't know what a lantern was. And so you'd be surprised that kids don't know what a lantern is. They don't see it anymore. A canteen, water bottle. I included various types of flashlights, regular flashlight, pretend flashlights. This is a cool flashlight. My students at school actually got into it because it has a generator, and a little generator, and then it turns on. And I mean, 5th graders love playing with this. I used to keep it in my drawer in case the lights went out or whatever. I don't know, I always had a flashlight in my drawer. They love this. And so, of course, when you're camping, you have to have a pillow. My stepdaughters would use, you know, of course, the sleeping bags, but you couldn't bring the sleeping bag. There's only so much you can carry. So, like, they could pretend these are their sleeping bags or their towels when they go swimming. I folded them up like little sleeping bags. Clothes to play in, bathing suit, and swimming trunks for the boys. I want to tell you a story. I took my 3rd graders to Metro Beach years ago. There's a big pool there. You guys familiar with the pool? Mm-hmm. And the man standing there said, the boys have to have swimming trunks on or they can't get inside. And my boys were like, we don't have swimming trunks. Well, they're so used to calling them bathing suits, they didn't know what swimming trunks were. And they ran over and they said, Miss Anderson, the man will let us in the pool, we don't have swimming trunks on. I said, what are you talking about? You have swimming trunks on. But they didn't know the vocabulary. So the vocabulary is so important. So it sounds funny, but it really happened. I said, these swimming trunks are also called, you call them a bathing suit. They're called swimming trunks. Boys call them swimming trunks. So, and your swimming suit, or stepdaughters just like to say their bathing suit. All kinds of cooking utensils, sunglasses, what else? Umbrella, we have the hat, let's see, and bowls, water bottle. I made a little telescope, okay. We have cups and different various things. I made some binoculars. so these are easy to make. Different things, I brought maps, clothespins, transistor radio, which kids don't see these anymore. It really works, and you would use it to listen to the weather or whatever. When you're out exploring, I have a bug box and bugs, and clothespins to hang up your laundry, magnifying glass, firewood, certain words I picked out that I thought you might want to high vocabulary would. Compass, a lot of children didn't know what a compass is. Pine cone, shells, spiders, whistle. I always told my stepdaughters if we got lost, they would always wear a whistle. So I could hear them, they would whistle. There's also, let's see what else in here. I have various magazines I would take with my students, maybe answering these questions. Oh, 2 ways to introduce it. I'm sorry, I'm hopping around here. The teacher could introduce it by reading a book about camping and then proceed to ask open-ended questions to assess prior knowledge, like has anyone ever been camping? What do you think camping is? Why do you think people go camping? Etc. It's all there for you. The second way the teacher could introduce it is by taking out the objects out of the prop box and let the children name them and tell them the function of each object. And then the teacher could introduce new unfamiliar objects, introduce new vocabulary and tell the function, and then ask, why do you think all these items are in this box? What do they have in common? Maybe let them come to the conclusion that it has to do with camping. What do you think we could do with all these objects? Let's see. Okay, how would it enhance their play? The objects in the prop box will enhance their play because it exposes them to actual real-life items used for camping. A few things were made, and a child could use their imagination while using those items. Most of the objects can be used, in this with imagination could be used for more than one purpose. Children can create camping scenarios, act out roles, and develop important but often neglected social skills that are critical to be successful in life. I would involve parents by asking them to bring in camping things that were not already in the box, or bring in and share photos of their own camping trip, or invite family members to come in and sit down and verbally share their camping stories. Like we could make like a pretend fire pit and sit around and they could share the stories. Let's see. There's other things I want to talk about. With my stepkids, I actually let them sit down and we go through magazines and let them pick out parks that they may want to go to. So this is something you could actually have in your center. These are real magazines. This is Michigan Magazine, and it has and let them see that there are different parks. You can park in you can go camping in a forest or by an ocean. You can go camping in the mountains. So you could have that there. I also have pictures that I would talk about when we're talking about using our senses when we go exploring, hiking through the forest or whatever, talking about eyes, ears, your nose, and there's different things that you can do on the back of your hands. I couldn't bring a tent, obviously, so I brought a picture of a tent, and rope, and a compass. So these are things that I would post on a board near the dramatic play area, a map, and there's different concepts that go with this. And then things we might see when we go camping, the clouds. We talk about weather, talk about rain, talk about things you might see, deers, bears, frogs, insects, butterflies. What else is on the back here? And I would go through these with all my kids. Birds, flowers, things you might need to take with you when you go camping, activities such as swimming. There's different picture cards in here. Make sure you wear a shirt, make sure you wear pants, check yourself for ticks, make sure you have shoes on.
Did you just say check yourself for ticks?
Ticks, yeah. I always tell my stepkids that when we're out in the, because it's so important, the ticks. Make sure that you're covered. I always tell them, make sure that you're covered. And a hat, and I got the hat for camping. And like I said, there's so much stuff for camping. You could have gone on and on and on. Show them how to use a magnifying glass. What else is in here? I have the fake bugs. just like she did, bake the insects, keys for the car, shells,
She has a
pine
snake
cones.
too.
So, and I think, I also wanted to explain the ladle. I went camping and my stepkids called this a dipper. I told them to get again, about how important vocabulary is. I said, ladle the pancake, stuff on the griddle. And they didn't know what a ladle was. They called it a dipper. So they go, my mom calls it a dipper. I said, well, it's called a ladle. So it's just important, I'm building a vocabulary.
But you can stop videotaping, Christine. But I think